I'm Oren Lesmeister, and you're watching Coyote Culture.
The Coyote Culture teams put the brakes on a fast-moving dog in search of a meal.
You got a coyote coming as fast as they can run, and your old heart just starts beating.
And they're up early to get some fur before the sun comes up.
We had coyotes right here, 100 yards, and closing in fast.
That's all right now on Coyote Culture.
On this day, we're heading out to a hunt. It's extremely cold, and we got one of the newest members, Seth Longbreak, with us, and his partner, Dayton Spiel. Seth is a pretty interesting guy because he didn't want to be a firefighter or a cop. He wanted to be a rancher, and that's what he's doing.
To me, since I own cattle, I've seen a calf born alive for 3 days and then go out 3 days later and 2 coyotes have killed that calf. You know, and that's my income. When I'm able to control that population around my herd and keep it down, it just helps my paycheck is what it does. There's nothing more frustrating than spending all calving season going out checking them cows and waking up in the morning, going out there and seeing a dead calf eaten by coyotes. It's just like money laying on the ground.
I like real people, you know, and Seth's the real deal. He'll let you know. I mean, there's no lying or anything with Seth. He'll tell you how he feels, and that's probably the main thing of what I really like about Seth. And probably a day you didn't want to be out in. It was extremely cold. We had a bad cold front come in, and it was in the negative teens for about a week. Well, this is actually the day is going to be warming up, but it was actually one of the coldest nights. And it was negative 18 on my pickup when I left. I actually had to jump my pickup because it was so cold it was dead. We were just driving down the road, and Seth said, I called a few coyotes over there one time. I was like, well, let's go try it.
And we was driving in there. I told the park here, when we're just going to be a walk a little ways, I said, there's going to be a coyote in here.
Snuck over the hill, got tucked in some yucca plants, and started to call.
And we wasn't calling a couple minutes, and we had one come in on the run, but it wasn't from the direction we thought. He kind of surprised us and come in from our offside on the left. And it was, before we knew it, he was right there, I think 100, 150 yards.
Wasn't showing any sign of nervousness or nothing. He kind of stood there for a little while, checked, looking around, but we were pretty well hid, so we knew we didn't have to take the shot.
Yeah, he kind of stalled on the hill, probably about 150 yards, so we worked him a little more and we got him to cross the draw and get quite a bit closer.
Yep. Luckily enough, we ended up getting him in all the way to about 50 yards, I think, is where he last stood.
There's nothing better than you're sitting there and pretty soon you're having to think you're gonna have a dry stand, and then pretty soon you look to your left and you got a coyote coming as fast as they can run, and your old heart just starts beating, and you're trying to stay still and stay steady and let him come as close as he can without moving. It takes patience, and You're trying to bottle your adrenaline. It's tough. I mean, it's just fun. It's a challenge.
When they're that close and they're filling up your whole scope pretty much, you know that it should be game over. This season, you know, you might not see Seth quite as much as we'd liked or he'd like, but I guarantee you're gonna see him a lot in the future. This kid knows how to call coyotes and put them down. This hunt was kind of startling. We knew there was coyotes in the area, knew they were there.
Kind of the middle ground. Is about halfway probably from where Lonnie's house is and where my house is. And I had got to that place, you know, probably 10 minutes before Lonnie, 15 minutes before Lonnie, and it was still dark.
I was running just a little bit behind. Well, I happened to call Dakota up and I said, you should locate right there, see if we can't get one spotted. And he, lo and behold, he had already done it.
And I was sitting in the parking lot of a school waiting for Lonnie to come, and this school's out in the middle of the country. I mean, you go 50 yards and you're in the prairie. I turned on the howler and howled from my pickup, then waiting for Lonnie, and I got a response from about 4 different coyotes.
He's like, I got a couple right north of here where he was parked, spotted, and I was like, well, all right, well, that's where we'll go.
So when Lonnie got there, I'm like, all right, Lonnie, I got a plan. There's coyotes, you know, here, and here to the north, and let's go back. So we went back and down and around the road and got, you know, our wind right and got behind them. And
we were able to sneak in the dark, and I think we actually had to wait for the sun to come up. And we got sat down and just happened to look to my right, and we had coyotes right here, probably 100 yards and closing in fast.
Come running in hard at an angle and right out in front of us and stopped. Yeah, 35 yards away in front of us.
Left one. I had to hurry up and get the camera on him and talk to Dakota, figure out which one we were gonna shoot. I looked over, kind of glanced, and he was on the wrong coyote, so, you know, I was kind of like, left one before he shot, before the coyote spooked.
I got the first shot down, the first easy shot down, and then I had a little trouble hitting him on the run going away, but.
I think he just barely missed that coyote, and another time after that.
I kept shooting over top of that guy running straight away from me. I don't remember how many times I shot, if it was 2 or 3 or 4 more at him, but that one lucked out and got away.
Good shot, Dakota.
Hope so, he's only 40 yards away.
You know, that's one thing about the prairie that South Dakota has to offer that, you know, a lot of other states don't, is beautiful sunrises. And I can remember walking back to the truck and looking back and seeing that orange glow, you know, so that's pretty neat. To be a confident hunter, you got to be confident in your equipment. Therefore, we choose to run the Swagger bipod. The Swagger bipod is very quick and easy. Here, you can use their crazy leg technology to adapt to any terrain. What this means is these legs are able to adapt to any situation you want to put them in. If you don't want to use the crazy leg technology, you can make them more like a standard bipod to add some stability by pushing the button. I choose to snap them in place. That way it's a little more sturdy. Get your legs out, pull the leg out, tighten them up, and you're ready to roll. I almost every time get them all the way extended out. As soon as you're extended out, you're ready to hunt. From here, simply push out the legs to your desired position. What makes this pretty handy is if you're on unlevel terrain, you're able to pop this leg out wherever need be. And even though you're in the locked position, this leg still does offer some flexibility, and you can move around about anywhere you need to be. These bipods come back to the lifetime warranty. We just started running them this past season, and I'll tell you one thing, we won't leave home without them.
Next time, the South team teaches a young hunter how to call his first dog.
There she was, you know, and she was not happy.
It scared me.
We run into a difficult dog that was less than willing to make it easy.
Vroom! Here come this coyote blazing past.
That's on the next episode of Coyote Culture.